presentation.
Yep, I'm ready. Thanks very much, Lauren. Good morning and afternoon, everyone. We are almost at our networking lunch. It's been a great group of sessions so far, and I will try my best to keep this concise and to the point. I'm still surprised that the EMA is a 25-year-old trade association. And I know there are a lot of members and attendees that have been participating in this industry for 25 years or more, and I salute them. But gosh, 25 years ago, I was a 9-year-old kid doing 9-year-old kid things, and I was completely oblivious to the massive environmental challenges that our generation faces. And flash forward to today, personally, I found the EMA to be an association that's full of thoughtful and bright individuals that are on the right track to solving these problems. Next slide, please. EMA's 25th year was one of our most challenging, but also one of our most transformational as an association. In 2021, the EMA restructured the association. We refined our vision, we streamlined our operations, and we added two new board of directors. There are 3 questions that we'd like attendees to be asking during today's presentation. What has EMA been up to? Why is EMA uniquely positioned to impact the sustainability sector? And how can you get involved and support the EMA and its mission? Next slide, please. This year, the EMA recommitted to our value system and our roots as a trade association. The results of these efforts resulted in a refreshed mission statement, value proposition, and committee structure. Our mission statement to promote open, competitive, and tradable environmental commodity markets and market-based solutions as a long-term sustainable solution to solve environmental challenges deserves a special note because there are not many associations out there that truly understand the advantages of open, tradable, and competitive markets and have the integrity to consistently support them with their words and actions. Next slide, please. One way the EMA strives to fulfill its mission is through the design of its committee structure, which has 2 interesting design features. First, the organization of all of our activities around a set of market principles that is board approved, and 2, a system of checks and balances that regulates the interaction of our committees to ensure we remain consistent in our words and actions. This committee structure helps us better fulfill our value proposition to members through education, advocacy, and networking opportunities. Next slide, please. EMA's market principles were last commissioned in 2017. And the 5 principles are tradable products, market-based pricing, market design that fosters transparency, competition, and liquidity, market oversight, and market integrity and stability. These principles, when translated thoughtfully into market design, unlock the power of markets to innovate and deliver environmental results cost-effectively. Next slide. Market-based solutions are powerful because they harness the private sector and all of the resources that the private sector has access to, from physical to financial to intellectual capital. What has been clear to me working in the sector for the past 10 years is that the solutions to our problems exist, which is reassuring, but there are policy barriers that need to be overcome, and there are policy investments that that are necessary to make before we can realize a faster transformation of our infrastructure and economies. Many of us at this conference have experienced market successes and failures. We've seen what has worked and what hasn't, and we have an intuition about good market design from bad market design. There's an opportunity for the EMA to build a brand thought leader when it comes to markets that actually work, deliver results that they promise. There aren't many associations that study and understand the root causes of market success and failures as practitioners and communicate those to the public. The EMA has the opportunity to be one of those organizations. So how can you get more involved? One of the aspects I like most of environmental markets is their ability to measure and performance in progress in a definable context. As an adult, now fully capable of assessing the status of the world, it's clear to me that we have a long way to go before we achieve true sustainability. We've made progress in clean power, but there's a tremendous amount of work to be done in transportation, in materials, in water, and a number of other sectors that really haven't been where we haven't even scraped the surface. So the next 25 years will be critical for action, and EMA can play a big role in making the world better through the preservation and passage of smart market design in the building up of our industries. Lauren, can you go back to the last one real quick? Thanks. So some ways that that you can get more involved if you're interested in the committee work. We've got two primary committees, Market Principles and the Policy Advocacy Committee. In the Market Principles Committee, this is really more of an educational research focused committee. So if you like to draft market principles, create market design visuals, presentations, conduct market case studies, or write on markets, this is the committee for you. If you're more interested in a front office approach, the Policy Advocacy Committee is probably your cup of tea, where you can write public comments, deliver testimony, and build bridges around market design on behalf of the EMA. There's something for everyone to get involved in if this is interesting work to you. Next slide, please. And to lead by example, this year in honor of EMA's 25th birthday, we're pleased to announce a new article that has just been published by the Market Principles Committee. It's really a response to the momentum that carbon taxes have gained as a policy alternative, and an observation that there really isn't adequate debate amongst carbon tax and carbon market proponents out there. So we hope that this article fills a void with its detailed economic writing and becomes a useful piece of literature for those that wish to learn more. Want to give a huge thank you to Ken Nelson of Blue Delta Energy, who commissioned this work as chair of the Policy Advocacy Committee, and Ryan Andre of Sequest Capital, who is extremely generous in devoting his time as co-author to this important piece. So we're going to be sending this out this week. If you have time to read it and you like it, please forward it around. If you think people that are interested in this type of work, please send them our way. We'd love to have more members participating. And this article really represents the quality of thought and communication standards that the EMA board would like this association to espouse in our industry. So I'm going to end it here. Just say I'm proud of EMA's 25 years of history. And I'm excited about what our industries can do and what the association can do over the next 25 years. So thank you to all of those that have contributed to EMA's success, including today's annual meeting. And with that, I'll pass it on to Lauren LeMunyan, who, as Jack mentioned, is our new executive administrator. With a well-deserved shout out. EMA would not have been able to transform itself this year and get through COVID without Lauren. So thank you for all your contributions and of course for a very supportive board to keep the EMA relevant in today's markets.
So we need you to volunteer. EMA would not exist without members, without sponsors, without thought leaders. And so if you have an idea, we want to hear from you. We want to have you sponsor events. We want to have you sponsor webinars. We want to have you sponsor regional roundtables. If you have space, let us know. If you have an idea for a webinar, a hot topic, new technology, if your company has something coming out, let us know. We have an entire news section for press releases to support you in getting the message out. And we actually have an active social media platform on LinkedIn. How many of you saw it on LinkedIn? Hands? we got hands going up, and I'm assuming that we have hands going up online too. So if you have ideas, email me, lauren@enviromarkets.org or info@, it's all over the place. I'm sure you're sick of seeing my name pop up, but we need you involved.